Hello, welcome back. Welcome to Tiny Tips. I do these every Tuesday, trying to keep them short and sweet. So today we're going to talk about how we get nice, clean, sharp edges if we have straight, let's say, a checkerboard. So with a checkerboard, if it isn't precise, if it isn't absolutely perfect, it really shows that it's not perfect. So whether you're doing it in black and white or black and another color or orange and yellow, whatever colors you're doing, this is going to work. And we use some painter's tape. I like the frog version. This is called frog tape. I use a Liquitex acrylic medium. I like the gloss. But if you're working in a matte format, then definitely use the matte. And I'm going to use carbon black today. And we're just going to use our palette just to spread the black paint. So the first thing we're going to do is probably, very nice. I'm going to divide up my board in 4 quadrants, just so I have a place to put my tape. And we're going to make this into, we're going to paint 2 sections that are black with very sharp edges. So I'm going to start with this corner. I'm going to lay down my tape right on that edge. I'm making sure that my pencil is going to be, my pencil line is going to be underneath the tape. Now if I was painting this block as well, it wouldn't matter because we would be reversing the process. Okay, so we're using some gel medium and we're just going to go towards the tape edge and then go over the top. I'm going to do both sides. Now obviously we also want to do this quadrant, but we can't because the tape is on top of that. So we are going to work on one square at a time. Now when you're doing a large checkerboard, there might be other areas that you could work on, you know, that you could tape where the tape doesn't interfere. So do as many as you can because you have the drying process. You know, we do have to wait for this to dry before you can put the black paint on top of it, and that could just get really boring waiting for paint to dry. Okay, I try to have a little patience, but sometimes, anyway, I think it's pretty dry. So, all right, so now we're going to paint our black. That edge is completely sealed now, and because even though this is painter's tape and they say that, you know, it stops the paint from going under, especially if you're working on canvas. Look at how textured this canvas is. Like if I go lightly, you could see that's a lot of texture. That tape is not going to stop that paint from going underneath those little tiny areas. And then you would not have a sharp edge. So again, we're going to wait for it to dry. Okay, so let's see that nice sharp edge. Woof. Can you see how sharp that is? Okay, so I'm going to do the other side. Because we want a checkerboard. I might not have mentioned it before, but you do want to rub down the edge a little bit. Okay, so what's next? You guessed it. We have to wait for the paint to dry. Okay, it's dry now. And again, we have a beautiful sharp edge. So this is the result that you will get every time when you use a combination painter's tape and gel medium. Now, another thing that, let's say you don't have gel medium, we were putting the black up against white, so we could have painted some white paint along the edge, and that would have done the trick also. If this was yellow, we would have painted yellow on that edge. So whatever, you could also do that. That's what I did for years, and then suddenly one day I thought, why am I doing this when I can just use gel medium, which I always have. I always have this. That's it for today. If you want my long form content, please tune in on Thursday, or come back next Tuesday for another tip. See you next time. Bye bye.